In Mia Moray, $5 even. Central Express, $5.30. Flying Challenge, $27.50. Matahari, $31.40. Ray of Light, $7.50. Tennessee Magic, $2.50. You'd probably expect that to trim up just a little bit more. Shenandoah, $30.60. And Sinburn Star at $37.70. Tennessee Magic at the moment, $2.50 for the win.
And we're just under 5 minutes away from the start of the Neat and Trim Stakes, second event on the program on Oaks Day. And as Tim has mentioned, the rain has thankfully stayed away. No umbrellas up at the moment, and they're spying their fancies and taking a look at those horses who'll run down the straight 1,000-metre course here. And only a small field of 9. Of course, we saw on Saturday and on Tuesday that the outside was pretty quick, particularly on Tuesday. Selections in the second. I've gone for Tennessee Magic, and so has Roy Higgins, whilst Jenny Chapman and John Letts have started.
Fillies, and they're off and racing now. And one of the first out was Blue Capri. Now Mia Moray is heading straight to the outside rail, and she's going to come down there solo. So over on the flat side of the track, Blue Capri, who jumped out very quickly with Tennessee Magic. They're showing speed. Ray of Light with the guiding of the rail. It's up in third placing, followed by Matahari. Behind them, Central Express, and they were followed by Flying Challenge, who's getting back on the rails. And well back in the field was Shenandoah and Sinburn Bay. And Mia Moray on her lonesome down the grandstand side of the track. 400 metres left to travel, and it's Tennessee Magic a length in front of Ray of Light. Then Central Express making up ground, followed by Blue Capri, and Mia Moray not out of it down the grandstand side of the track. Tennessee Magic the leader of the 200 from Central Express. Ray of Light, Blue Capri, and Mia Moray down the grandstand side. It's between Tennessee Magic and Mia Moray. Tennessee Magic's in front though from Central Express, getting to second, and then Mia Moray, but Tennessee Magic wins easily. About 2.5 lengths to Central Express. Third placing goes to Mia Moray, and then Blue Capri, followed by Ray of Light, Shenandoah, Sinburn Bay, Flying Challenge, and back towards the tail, Matahari. 59.5 the time, and as you said, Gary, she will be able to scamper, and that's what she did.
She certainly didn't win as straight as a gun barrel. It's a big advantage to get that inside rail. I noticed Mia Moray on the outside by herself. He just couldn't quite get her to the outside rail. She was wanting to lay in about 4 horses away, and if you can get right to the outside, you can get that rail, it's a big advantage on a 2-year-old. But she certainly, Angus Amanasco, has been a genius with 2-year-olds and just really go through.
7, 3 and 2 you'll find the placings are after race number 2. A clear winner, Tennessee Magic from Central Express and Mia Moray. 7, 3, 2. Number 1 will be fourth, Blue Capri, and the time was 59.5 seconds, 59.5. Approximately $2 even for Tennessee Magic and $1.10 the place. Central Express $1.70. That was an eye-catching run. She was well back early and ran on well. For a filly, they'll probably need more ground. And Mia Moray came down the outside by herself, $1.60. And there probably wasn't that much difference between the two sides of the track today. But she's obviously very good, but very speedy, Tennessee Magic. Yes. Wonder how she'll go, probably up to the 1,200 metres.
I'm not sure, but here, you know, was a good shot of her just coming past the clock tower. David Taggart just shaking her up a little bit. You can see Paddy Payne right on the outside here on the outside rail on Mia Moore. But David's got the advantage of that rail, and it's very important on a 2-year-old. If you can get there, it's worth a couple of lengths to you. They go dead straight with you, where the horse, there's a good action shot right up close. She's got the stick away here, just riding her hands and heels. Gives her a wave, gives her one round the backside. Just a wave here. He knows he's got the race won. She's going nice and straight. It's just waving to whip at her, not having to hit her. And that's where a lot of people get confused. They see a jockey waving a whip and they think they're hitting him, but he gave her one with the stick and then put it away, and she went to the line very easily.
Once you hit him once with a stick, they certainly know that there is a cropper outside to make them go a little bit quicker, so they know what it's all about. He's got great success with 2-year-olds. Peter Donegan is Angus Armanasco, and particularly with the mother of this horse, Tennessee Vane, who's been a great producing mare.
Yes, indeed, Dan, and Angus has just come down now. Congratulations, she's pretty smart.
Yes, she's very good, apparently very good, Peter. Today was a real testing test for her, having first up, and some of the others had a good race form. But I was very pleased with the performance.
She's bred to be anything, Angus.
Oh, she's beautifully bred filly. I think Tennessee Vane is the best bred mare in Australia. Everyone out of her has been good winners. See, this time last year, Tennessee Morn won the Maribyrnong Plate.
What What makes you so good with 2-year-olds? Why this affinity with 2-year-olds over the years?
Well, it appears that I've sort of got that name, and now people, if they've got a nice rising 2-year-old, they thought they'd like to try and make.
Good on you, Angus. Congratulations with Tennessee Magic here in race 2. Let's go out to Johnny. Let's with David Taggart.
Look, David, happy David Taggart. David.
Yeah, how are you, Johnny?
Good, mate. You wanted to get on air today, so here's your chance. Very impressive win.
It was. She's a very smart filly. Well, you know what her breeding is like. I mean, she's related to Tennessee Mist and Tennessee Moore. They're very early 2-year-olds, and she's followed the line of the family.
She was very well educated, David. She jumped hot and got to the lead very easily. You had the rail, and she's won by 2.5 lengths, and never did a thing wrong. You've been with her, involved with her from the time she came into the stable?
Well, when you said that's why she's educated, Johnny, because I've been involved with her. But no, she impressed me very much today, and I hope she can keep on going.
Well, I think she will, Dave. She was very impressive today. Good luck and congratulations on a great ride.
Thanks, mate.
There's the winning rider, David Taggart, out there on the track with John Letts after the second race, and that was a pretty impressive performance by that filly in her first appearance. Tennessee Magic winning with the king of the kids, Angus Armanasco, the trainer. Central Express, good game run at its second start, this filly, and third was Mia Moray. After playing up in the gates, the rider Paddy Payne deciding to come down the outside rail on the outside of the field there. And here is Tennessee Magic coming back. You can see a good-sized crowd building up here at Flemington today. It took them a little while to come in, but, well, they've been treated to a day that is overcast but not raining at the moment. Next event, race number 3, is the Linlithgow, and we're looking forward to that. It's only a small field, but a very select one when you've got the likes of Scalacci, who's been the established champion sprinter here in Australia for many years now. Caltreuse, very smart sprinter in his own right. Hariba, of course, who's taking all before him. He's probably the heir apparent to Scalacci's crowd. And then you've got Sequalo, which equalled the track record at Moonee Valley in the Moir Stakes. So it's a fabulous race coming up the third at 1:30. But in the meantime, the all-important weighing-in procedure about to happen after race 2. We'll take a break, be back with all the dividends very shortly.
Good afternoon.
Express $1.70 and Mia Moray $1.60. No real surprises. Quinella $5.30. The trifecta paid $25.90. Race to race double $53.60. And the margins were 2 3/4 lengths by 3/4 of a length. The time was 59.5. So punters perhaps justifiably rewarded after Landowner was tripped over in the first event. Tim, with the favourite getting the money in race number 2.
Yes, bookies took a bit of a hiding in that one. The beautiful Flemington roses, and you can see just the aftermath of the mist that was falling this morning on them, and it really only was mist. You could hardly call any of it rain. And the ladies looking terrific, and there's a pretty good crowd here too, despite the weather being a little cool. And if you still want to come down, please do that. The Oaks, of course, at 2:50, so you've got plenty of time to get here. Presentations up.
Look at these all-important tote odds. Here's Dan Malicki now with a tote call on race 3.
Well, Peter, I can assure you, I think tote punters are betting on a completely different race to what the bookmakers' markets will show you. But I'm sure Terry will keep you up to date with that soon. Scalacci $6, Caltreuse $9.70, Hariba $3.40, Sequalo $6, Alanon $5.20, and Artie Mary was the massive surprise in the race. It's come up $4 and $1.20. Now, Peter, in one of the form guides I was studying, Artie Mary in pre-post markets bookmakers prices of interstate sources in the newspaper was at 500 to 1, and it's come up 3 to 1 on the tote. And I assure you, it will be 20 times a longer odds than that at its actual price.
Yeah, it's an amazing tote call, that one. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, I couldn't give her any chance here either, Peter, to be honest.
No, I think someone up near our vans up in our production area was giving her some sort of chance today, but I think he was probably about the only one.
Yes. Does he do much born?
No, he doesn't. I don't think so. No, field of 6 and a great race coming up. The third event on the cut.
You know, it doesn't really change much, does it? The fashions sort of vary a little bit, but everyone always looks $1 million here during Cup Carnival Week at Flemington. This, of course, is Oaks Day. It's Ladies' Day. It is a bit cool, but everyone appears to be having a great time. Well, they always do. There's something about the place that just cheers people up. And speaking of cheering people up, in between races, we like to go for a bit of a wander. Let's go back to the 10 marquee. And Marie-Louise has Patty and Lauren Newton with her.
That's right, Tim. While Bert's back at work at Channel 10, Patty and Lauren are out playing at the races.
We are.
Welcome, Patty. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you, Marie-Louise.
Now, are you a regular race goer, Patty?
No, I'm not. No, my big day used to be the Caulfield Cup. We came out here for many, many years and then stopped. So it was really hard today. I had to keep thinking, how do you dress? What do you wear? So I borrowed the hat, and it's a little bit big, and I'm hoping I won't get wet because...
You didn't borrow it from Bert?
No, I borrowed it from Peter Smith's wife, Jackie Smith. Hello, Jackie. This is your hat.
And Lauren, this is your first race day?
Yes, this is my first race day. We haven't seen much yet, but what we've seen's been fantastic.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it a school day?
It is, actually, yeah. Taking the day off.
Taking a sickie?
Yes, that's right.
She's looking after Mum.
Actually, I get the impression you have to look after her. I saw you warding off some young admirers before.
Actually, the guys around here I'm keeping an eye on, actually.
That's what I thought. Now, Lauren, tell me, have you got a tip for the Oaks race?
Actually, I like Dream of the Dance.
Why is that?
I like the name. I'm not too good with the horses, but I normally go for the names.
That seems to work these days. And what about you, Patty?
Well, I saw the other day you had Carolyn Gilmer, and she backed 3, 6 and 9.
That's right.
And won a fortune. So that's what I'm going to do today. Well, Bert and I have almost been married for 20 years, and we're married on the 9.
So go with the numbers.
Yes, I'm going to go with 9, and I like 3 and 6.
All right. Well, there we go again. 3, 6 and 9, or 9, 6, 3 in any order, Tim.
Okay, thanks very much. I'll tell you what, Dream of the Dance is not a silly tip at all, Lauren, not silly at all. I tell you what, just quickly, I've had a chance to watch Bert's show. With my commitments, I don't usually get to watch it, and I've been watching it while I've been down here, and he's just terrific, isn't he? He really is one of the great professionals of television, is Bert. Patty, you here to listen to that?
Certainly is. I can vouch for it.
Yeah, sure you can. I don't get to see him much, but as I say, I've watched him all week, and it's a terrific little show.
Thank you.
And welcome to both of you, too.
Thank you very much.
Patty and Lauren. Well, the Cup Carnival at Flemington is now internationally regarded, of course, as a showpiece and attracts racing officials from right around the world. Gordon Bray is with one of them in our mounting yard.
Tim, a lot of people felt that Vintage Crop's assault on the Melbourne Cup last year was pretty ambitious. But about 10 years ago, an Australian horse, Strawberry Road, went over to France to tackle the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. And one man who remembers it very well is Christian de Lagarde, who's the racecourse manager at Chantilly. Tell us about that experience.
Yes, we all remember about the Strawberry Road, and especially the fact he came with many supporters, with T-shirts, with kangaroos. It was completely a part of Australia who came to visit France.
Well, what about Flemington, these lovely roses behind you? Why don't you have flowers at Chantilly?
Yes, it's a joke I've told you, but in Chantilly we don't have flowers. But I'm used to say that we have the most beautiful ladies we can have. But here you have ladies on flowers, so it's much better.
Well, our ladies are going to challenge yours today. But why are you here?
Yes, I'm here because it's on my way to Nouméa in New Caledonia, where they are building a new race course, and I hope it will be more connected with Australia.
And I hope you get better weather there than you get here.
I hope.
Oh, the weather doesn't worry us too much. In the old Laugh-In series, you remember, they used to say, here come the judge. But here at the racetrack, the judge is no laughing matter at all. With the aid of the photo finish camera, he must decide those vital tight finishes, separating the noses and the whiskers and the necks in decisions which can mean the difference between many hundreds of thousands of dollars, of course. At Flemington, the judge is Les Benton.
Finishing post at Flemington Racecourse. It's at this very spot that over the years millions of dollars have been both won and lost. And every time they pass the finishing line, thousands of pairs of eyes are focused right upon them. But the owner of one particular pair of eyes is the man who has the final say. And that man is the judge. Perched high atop the hill stand, the judge's box is arguably the nerve centre on a racecourse. It's here that decisions involving literally millions of dollars are made. It's a big responsibility for Les Benton, who's been the chief judge since 1986.
The role of the judge is to place the horses from 1st to 6th in official order and notify the chairman of stewards accordingly. We will learn the colours in much the same way as a course broadcaster does. It's Carl Laura over there with Blue Capri, and Strictly Jazz. Blue Capri, Strictly Jazz. We'll call the race in the same way as a course broadcaster. Lights on, off. Drum on the inside and the bottom weight, Vital Choice and Navy Brass. And as the horses cross the line, we'll write the horses' names down in an abbreviated form on our charts. Pleasant Prince, Dipper Region, Drum, Navy Brass, Scrupulous and Wall Street. They're all okay. Pleasant Prince, the winner. We will ascertain whether we should notify the public that we're calling for a photo, and then check the numbers of the horse against what we've written down, and then also check against the monitor, the photo finish monitor.
The photo system in use at Flemington is amongst the quickest and most sophisticated in the world. In the darkness which envelops the camera operator's box within seconds of the finish, Terry Framano will be displaying a negative image to the judge less than 20 seconds after the horses have crossed the line. Occasionally, it'll be close enough for Les Benton to ask for a print to be developed.
I must be sure that I'm 100% right in my decision, so I'll wait until the developed print is down, check the photo finish from the developed print, and then semaphore the numbers accordingly.
If you've ever been to the races and wondered why there's a mirror in the winning post, it's sometimes an invaluable ingredient in the judge making his decision.
It's an aid to the judge that the camera will show a mirror image from the inside looking across, as well as the outside looking to the inside.
A matter of millimetres can be the difference between immortality and anonymity, especially in a Melbourne Cup. The judge too gets toey on the big day, but for all intents and purposes, it's just another race.
You try to block it out of your mind, but you know it is the Melbourne Cup, the roar of the crowd, the atmosphere. Sure, it's I guess it's like any sporting event. The participants are toey.
There aren't too many spare minutes in the day for the judge and his assistants. This collection of men living with their heads almost literally in the clouds go to great pains to keep their feet planted firmly on the ground.
You've got to know the horses' names, you've got to know the horses' colours. It is a pressure job, but it's a great job. You've got the best view of the race, you're on the line, and really I don't think there's any better job on a race course. And they jumped on time at 1 o'clock. 54.1. Thanks very much.
Yeah, good story, isn't it? As you can see, it's all very well controlled, but then again, it has to be, because as we said in the introduction, hundreds of thousands of dollars depend on those results. And we like to show you all of this stuff during racing week, just for those of you, of course, who don't go to the races too much and don't know what goes on. And plenty goes on, I can tell you, down there on the lawn, and the ladies and the gentlemen too. And the hats as well, all having a terrific time. And Peter Donegan has with him one of these terrific little blokes whose job it is, of course, always to help the punters as much as they can. Pete's got Paddy Payne with him.
Yes, Tim, well, we spoke about Wayne Harris's ride in the Melbourne Cup. Well, this young fella couldn't have ridden his mount any better, Alcove. He gave her a wonderful run in the race. Paddy, it must have been a disappointment to see the heavens open on Tuesday.
It was very disappointing, especially all the work and all the preparation for it, and then you know, the rain came after the watering of the track. It just didn't give us much hope.
She ran a wonderful race, though.
She ran a great race. And also another thing which sort of made her run look better, she got galloped on the first time, down the straight the first time, and burst a blood vessel. She came back, when we got her back in the mountain yard, she had a big joint. It's nothing really to worry about, but they said the next stage was a little bit sore.
Is it a wonderful thrill for a jockey to ride in a Melbourne Cup, a young fellow like you?
It certainly is. It's a great thrill with the atmosphere, and especially when you've got a chance in the race. I've had three other rides in the race, and I wasn't that excited about their chances, and going into the race with Alcove been a great chance. It was certainly a great thrill.
All the family here, because you've got a racing dynasty in your family, really.
Yeah, that's right. Teresa's got a couple of rides today, and she's brought a couple of my brothers and sisters along, so we've got a couple of supporters, I think.
Just looking forward to later in the day, and you're riding Bichette in the Oaks. What sort of chance do you give her?
I give her quite a good chance. She's keeps improving. I actually wasn't sure that she was quite good enough to win the Geelong Oaks the other day, and she sort of went on and won okay. So she keeps improving, and I give her a chance. Especially with the way she races, she jumps a half length in front of the field, and just naturally just goes forward without any effort at all, and takes up a nice position and then relaxes. So, given that, I think I give her a chance.
The all-important run down to the first turn, isn't it, in a big field?
It is, and 2,500 metres starts not a good start. We've only got a bit over 100 metres to the first corner, and she's drawn 17. which is an ass. But the way she races, she should be okay.
He is one of the rising stars of the future, this young man. Paddy, again, congratulations on your ride on Alcove, and the best of luck in the Oaks this afternoon.
Thanks a lot.
Paddy Payne joining us before the start of race number 3, and these candidates are in the mounting yard now for the third event, the Linlithgow Stakes, and there is Scalacci, number 1. The great grey horse, Jennifer, he's won $1.9 million in stake earnings. He's a mountain of a horse.
Yes, he's a terrific horse, and each year he's getting whiter and whiter, isn't he, Pete? Look, while his win was good at Caulfield, it was a terrific win there, but he beat All Our Mob, and Hariba, we saw him on Saturday. Hariba was up against All Our Mob, and he absolutely thrashed him that day, so I thought Scalacci probably had a place chance here.
Number 2 is Caltrice. He's a very smart sprinter, this fellow, to be ridden by Danny Nikolic. He ran 3rd in the Moya Stakes when Sequalo burnt them off that day, but he is a very capable horse. Hasn't got the reputation of horses like Scalacci and Hariba, though.
No, he hasn't, Pete, and also see Sequalo being in this race today, beat him fair and square at Moonee Valley, and I don't think he could possibly turn the tables on him today.
Hariba, absolutely brilliant here the other day when he beat Carptingly, and of course we saw that on Tuesday the outside was much quicker, so for him to win on the inside was an excellent performance, and he really is the heir apparent to Scalacci's throne as the king of the sprinters.
Yes, well, that's right. Look at him there. He's just so strong, this horse. He's got muscles bursting out of him. He's going to be extremely hard to beat.
Number 4, Sequalo, went like the wind at Moonee Valley in the 1,000-metre dash, the Moya Stakes, and absolutely brained the field. 3.5 lengths he won by. He equalled the track record. If he can reproduce that effort today, he's going to be leading for a long way.
Yes, he's a brilliant galloper, this fellow. His win at Moonee Valley, well, you can't take anything away from that because he did run the record there. He does love the very dry track, but look, I think he's probably the only danger to Hariba here.
Al-Anon is as honest as they come. He's finished 2nd at his last 3 starts behind Fighter Bay, just nutted by Bent Mascay in the Churnside in the last stride, and then chased home Sequalo at Moonee Valley. He doesn't know anything but to run an honest race, Jen.
Yes, he's very honest, Peter. He's yet to win over the 1,200 metres, so that makes it a little interesting, but he was no match for Sequalo the other day.
What about this one, Auntie Mary, that came up very short odds on the tape and is a much better price in the bookmakers ring?
Well, we'll give her a little bit of credit. Her run behind Skywatch last start wasn't all that bad, but I do think she's pretty outclassed here.
So Hariba for you?
Yes, I certainly like Hariba. I think Hariba can win again from number 4 Sequalo, and I put in number 1 Scalacci to run 3rd.
Well, I've gone for Hariba also, and I think those other 2 horses, Scalacci and Sequalo, will be making a race of it. As they go to the stalls now, let's go down there to Terry Carrot.
Makers not taking too many risks with Hariba, Danny.
No, it's a very confusing type of race, and the betting indicates that too. Scalacci $6.20, Caltrice $12.90, Hariba $2.20, Sequalo $4.70 for the win, Al-Anon $7.60, and Auntie Mary at $7.40, and I think it surprised everybody at coming up at that short, but she's doubled her opening quote. There is only 2 place dividends in this race. That's race number 3 with a field of 6 running. All set, the light is on, and they're away and racing. Al-Anon jumped well over on the inside. Now Scalacci and Caltrice are going to go straight to the outside rail. This is very interesting now. Scalacci and Caltrice have made a V-line straight to the outside. On the flat side of the track, Al-Anon's in front of Hariba and Sequalo and Auntie Mary. And coming down the grandstand side of the track, Caltrice closest to the outside rail with the grey Scalacci inside him. They come up to the crossing of the 750-metre point. It's Hariba and Al-Anon matching strides on the flat side, and the flat side are in front. From Sequalo 3rd, Auntie Mary 4th, and down the grandstand side, Caltrice and Scalacci. They have 500 to go. Hariba, the leader from Al-Anon, under pressure. Sequalo's travelling well, and 2 lengths Auntie Mary. And down the grandstand side, Caltrice in front of Scalacci, hard ridden but only a half a length away. At the 350, Hariba under pressure. Sequalo goes to him. 5 lengths away, Auntie Mary. Sequalo and Hariba together. Down the grandstand side, Caltrice and Scalacci. It's Sequalo and Hariba. Caltrice down the outside. It's Silver on the inside. Taking the lead, Sequalo away from Hariba, and then Caltrice. Sequalo's in front, and Sequalo's won it. Sequalo beat Hariba. 3rd place in Caltrice. Auntie Mary 4th, Scalacci 5th, and Al-Anon was last and 6th.
1:10 I've run down, which is very good time. But what a great win, Sequalo, Hariba. They fought it out. It was interesting, those 2 going to the outside. But I think, as we pointed out this morning, that track on the inside is, well, it's dead. Might be a little bit worse than dead, but by gee, it's no disadvantage to any horse being there.
Isn't it weird to see a field of 6? And look at Damien Oliver. He just took Keltrees to the outside, a V-line. It was a very clear V-line straight to the outside.
Well, they wanted to get out there, and they've both got out there. But as you called it, as they came to this crossing, that line across the track you can see there, that's just past the half mile. You'll notice clearly, as Dan called it, the inside horses were just as front when they hit this. There's not much in it. Here they're coming up to this now. That crossing is right there. He's coming to it. Hit it now. Yeah, only not much in it, about a length or so in it. And they've singled themselves out, these two great sprinters, Sequalo and Hariba. Hariba lost nothing in defeat because he had a real hard run on Saturday, and it's very hard for horses to back up. Sequalo had that extra time in between the races.
Sequalo to pay $4.10 and $2 even. Hariba $1.30. There will not be a place dividend for Keltrees. NTD, no third dividend for horse number 2. Under 8 starters in a race, if you get 5, 6 or 7 starters, there's only 2 place dividends. Sequalo, Peter, as far out as the 500-metre point, he definitely was travelling better than Hariba, who did find something. But Charlie Weymouth has got this horse at his absolute peak.
And you'll see an elated Normie Weymouth as they go past the post. He waves the whip.
Charlie has got this horse at its best, and he's here with us now. He's a very good sprinter, this fellow, Charlie.
Pretty good, yeah. I think I've pulled up. My missus will be watching. I've pulled up all right.
Oh, good. That's good to hear, because you weren't feeling too good after he won at Moonee Valley, were you?
I wasn't, no. I'm better today.
Well, he would make you feel better, because he is just so exciting, and he had a terrific battle with Hariba.
Yeah, I think that I might have overdone him when he's been getting beat, you know, and he hasn't had a gallop since he raced at Moonee Valley. He just did pace work and evens.
Norman compares him to Rancher. How do you compare him?
Oh, he's as good as Rancher. He's better than Rancher, because Rancher was finished as a 3-year-old. This horse is a better horse than Rancher.
Well, go and enjoy the winning feeling. Norman's about to bring him back. Well done, Charlie.
Thank you.
And let's go out to Charlie's son, Norman Weymouth, out there on Sequalo. Here's Johnny Letts.
A very exciting race, Sequalo. A very good horse, eh?
Yeah, great horse, mate. He's, they had me off to bed at the 600. My horse dug deep, went to him. You know, I had no doubt when I got to him that I'd box on. Started to lay in a little bit, this little bloke, and finished the race off really tough and strong, mate.
Norm, you rode the champion Rancher. How do you compare him?
Well, mate, I reckon he's as good as Rancher, and he hasn't won a Group 1 yet.
No, but he will very shortly, I'd say.
Oh, there's no doubt. I think the Oakley plate's got our name written all over it.
Good on you, mate. Good luck today, Norm.
The Weymouth family pretty happy after the Linlithgow Stakes, and why wouldn't they be, with Sequalo, a brilliant winner, just outgunning Hariba. Scalacci, the grey, coming down the outside with Keltrees. We expected that it was going to be a great race, and it turned into a fabulous battle between two of our finest sprinters, Sequalo and Hariba, and the famous colours that Rancher carried way back when, carried again with Sequalo. Norman Weymouth riding him back to scale in front of this big crowd. Let's take a look at him as we go to the break, and we'll be back at Flemington with all the information on the Linlithgow Stakes very shortly.
As the official win dividend for Sequalo, and $2.10 for the place. Hariba $1.30 and no dividend for Keltrees through insufficient runners, as we pointed out before. The Quinella $2.50, Trifecta $36.70. The race-to-race double paid $9 even. The margins 1 length by 2 lengths, and the time 1 minute 10 flat. So a very exciting race, popular result with the two big guns, the two favourites running first and second, Tim.
Yes, thank you, Dan, and a big crowd there in the betting ring. When Terry
Yak at $12.60, Pete up at the top there. Dry Humour $10.60. Victoria Park $5.23. Sydney horses up at the top of the weights. The South Australian Torresell $33.40. Centre Isle from Sydney $15.20. The Victorians, Navy Brass and our Persian King $19.70 and $21.10 respectively. Stonebrook Meadow at $12.50. Game Lad $24, Follow the Ride $12.30, Markstad $20.50, Chief of Staff $6 even, Sobersuit $28.60, Montegrazzo $7.90, all wrapped up $83, Spanish Rain $46.40, and horse 17 is a scratching, and that is Cacophony. Let's have a look at the update for the Oaks, race number 5 at Flemington. Danarani $8.50, Northwood Plume $5.70, Euphoria $7.80. Marathon 22, Captiva $5.40, $12 Dream of the Dance, Talaga $56, Wild Thunder $9, Number 9, Bichette 14, Ladybird Blue 9.90, Always for Sale 60. It was 117 about a half an hour ago. Our Sacrifice 28, Preview 22, Eloquent Whisper 88, Centika 154, Shaquille at $56, and Dolveet is the rank outsider for the Oaks at $161.30. So these